I was between classes. It was the first week of classes, and went to the student center and was going to get a Diet Coke from the vending machine. And right in front of me was Mary Tom. Of course, I didn't know it was Mary Tom at the time. And she turned around, and I thought she was like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. And she smiled at me and walked past me, and I got my Diet Coke too. So I went to Spanish class. That's where I was going. And I sat down in the second row. And it turns out this class that we're in right now, this was the Spanish class. So she came walking in, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's her. And she looked at me and smiled and sat down right in front of me. And I was like, oh, wow.
So I grew up in Englewood, Tennessee, which is a very small town. At that time, it had one red light. I think it has two now. And I remember feeling a little apprehensive about just jumping right into a big university right away. And I took a math class here that summer and absolutely loved it. So I went ahead and registered for fall classes. And then my second year here is when I met Jeff here in Spanish class. And we had a great year that year, started dating, and ended up transferring to UT in Knoxville. And I ended up majoring in elementary education. I switched my major while I was there. I just decided that was my calling at that time, and I loved it. So I transferred to Tennessee Wesleyan in Athens to finish my degree, and those 2 years that I spent at Cleveland State really helped give me time to grow up and figure out who I was. And I think we both had a really good experience here in that way, just to prepare us for the journey that we've been on and that we continue to be on.
Yeah. And so I, went to elementary school in Cleveland. My family's here in Cleveland. Graduated from Cleveland High School, and I went out of state to 4-year school. And, I really wasn't ready for school at that time. I wasn't. And so I kind of had to reset. And I transferred to Cleveland State. It allowed me to, like I said, get reset, get focused. And when I went to UT, I got into computer science. But, we all need great communication skills. And I took my English classes here, my composition classes, my language classes. And all of those things I still use today, because Mary Tom and I both own actually 3 different businesses as small business owners. I still go back to the marketing classes that I had right here at Cleveland State, and those are the things that help define the future that we've had. And I think Mary Tom really said it well, is that these classes were so foundational that I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And I tell people all the time, I had just as good of an education here at Cleveland State as I did at any other school that I've attended.